Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the next video here on this 84-part series. If you watch these 84 videos consecutively, you will have a mystical experience. I can personally guarantee you that. This video, I'm going to talk about the Sacral Chakra. The Sacral Chakra is located just above the genital organs, and it is represented in yellow color. The Sanskrit word for the Sacral Chakra, it's very significant to know here, is called Swadhisthana, which translates to the abode of the self. It is where the self, the sense of self, is stored. And I think that is very appropriate because the genitals is who you are. Not to get too political with these transgender people or, whatever is going on now, but that place in your body is where your sense of identity and sense of self comes from. People that are very strong in this center display the ability to move forward into life without any regret or shame or anything internally stopping them. A great example of someone that has a strong sacral chakra in the popular culture is Logan Paul. You can see that he has no shame in what he's doing. He is very rooted in who he is, and he's able to move through life, start new projects without any hesitation or anything slowing him down. So that's how I see him, as someone who has a very strong sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is also significant because it is the third chakra in the list of the easiest chakras to work with, the easiest energies to work with, following from the third eye, which is by far the easiest, then the heart chakra, followed by the sacral chakra. You can move your sacral chakra into objects to energize those objects. In fact, this is what consecration is, because the very basic form of this energy is to reproduce yourself, is to replicate yourself, is to pass on an identical copy of you. But if you transcend that, if you go above that, then you can do a similar thing, but with inanimate objects, and you can duplicate yourself, and you can create and manifest a god. So this is the reproduction center. Not only can you reproduce a human being, but you can also reproduce yourself in an energy form. But it is not easy to do. This is not as simple as, let's say, moving your heart chakra or moving your third eye, for example. It takes a great deal of energy. You have to have stored enough energy to be able to consciously move your sacral chakra around. But that's not neither here nor there. That's not really something that you should be concerned about. That's not what I'm concerned about. I just care about living a good and healthy life, which, speaking of living a good and healthy life, I want to document this for the camera. Because just 30 minutes ago was the closest that I've ever been to death in the past few years. I haven't been really this close to dying in quite some time. And I'm still a little bit hesitant to talk about this, and I'm not hesitant to talk about it, but I'm still a little bit shaky in my body because it's just happened. I was out surfing, and sometimes there are days, I know this for myself, there are days where you really feel like you shouldn't be doing something. There's just like darkness there. There's no light there. And that's why I felt today, like I shouldn't really do that. It's not going to end well for me. But I still okay, logically this makes sense. So I went out surfing, and I went out with my friend who's very experienced. He's been surfing since he was a child. And he surfed huge waves. And today was 1 to 3 feet tall waves. And my God, paddling to the place where people surf was really challenging, but I ended up being there, and waves kept coming in, and I just rolled over the waves, and I was enjoying the atmosphere. And then a rogue wave came, a massive wave, like, I don't know, maybe 2 meters. And as it came, I was in the place where the wave was just about to crash, and I was sucked into the crashing of the wave, and it pulled me up, and it smashed me basically. And I went under the water, and I felt my board just being launched, and my foot being launched with it. My leg twisted the other way, and I'm underwater, and I'm running out of breath because I'm exerting a lot of energy. And I know I need to get up. I'm like, please, whatever, force in the universe, please help me get up. And so I managed to rise up to the surface, and I'm breathing heavily, and I see the next wave is coming. And I'm like, okay, if I can't get to the board, I'm probably gonna die because I don't have enough oxygen in me to handle the next pounding. So I get to my board, and I hold on for dear life, and the next wave comes and smashes me. And again, the board gets ripped out of my hands because the sheer force of the wave, I cannot physically hold it. The board gets ripped away from me. My leg again gets yanked because the board is pushing so strongly towards the shore. And I'm again under the water, and I'm really running out of breath, and I can't tell the difference on both the waves. I don't know whether it's up or down, or if I'm swimming sideways. I don't know where I am. Luckily, in both times, my feet touched the sand. I'm like, okay, I need to push off this. I pushed off, and I 2 to 3 strokes, and I'm up to the surface. And again, this time I'm panicking, because I haven't put myself in a position like this, so I'm not used to this. So my body, I just start panicking. And I'm breathing heavily, and I'm like, and by this time, things are flashing towards me, like realizations are coming to me. And I'm like, oh, this is very spiritual. I'm about to die here, but I'm getting these benefits. And the third wave comes, and again, it pummels me, and I'm under the water again for the third time. And I'm like, oh my God, this is bad. No one's here. No one's gonna come and save me. No, there's no lifeguards around. No one even probably knows that I'm here except my friend, which is like 10, 20, 30 meters away from me. And there's no way he's going to save me if I start drowning. And I'm like, okay, well, God, please help me survive this. And I don't want to die like this. I knew I wasn't going to die, but after the third wave, I'm like, yeah, I'm probably gonna survive. I still have a lot of work to do here. And the third wave, I rose up, I climbed on my board, and I'm like, okay, I need to get to the shore right away. And by this time, I'm already close to the sand, and the fourth wave comes, but luckily I was able to hold on to the board, and the wave pushed me to the shore, and I finally got to the shore, and I sat down in the sand, and I started laughing hysterically, as I usually do, because because I got so close to dying, and I could see that if I were to die there, I would just leave my body, and I would look at my corpse like floating in the water, and I'll be like, wow, this is very disappointing that I died this way. And also various other things came to me, like my path in life and where I'm headed, and various things, because when you're brought to such intensity, which that's what it was a sheer intensity. I was on fully 100%. Things become very clear, right? So all the energy rushes through you, and things that you're kind of struggling with, or maybe obstacles in the path, they become very readily apparent.